Okay, well, hi everybody. I'm Brianna,
I'm KJ.
and today we're going to talk about domestic violence, um, especially with our age group and what we see on social media and how it's depicted. So, with this Ari and Herb case, like, how do y'all feel about that?
I think those two are very, very, very toxic. Like I I don't know, like her story, I feel like I don't know, it was hard to believe her. And then at the same and then I what I've noticed, like it was a lot of people was not feeling sorry for her because they're like, we see you beating his ass all the time, girl back. Like
Right.
so that was the messed up part about it because it's like, damn, do we, believe her? Do we empathize with her, or what? Because we are used to seeing her putting her hands on him. Not okay for him to put his hands on her if that's what was really happened. Because we still don't know.
And for people that are not aware or don't like be on Instagram or social media like that, the situation is that Ari, she is G Herbo's baby mom. They have a 1 year old together, Yo Sign. Um, and they both have their own partners outside from each other, and it's getting nasty. It's being in the public eye. It's messy. It's just a lot going on. So
My opinion of it, I do agree. I think though, from the outside looking in, because you don't like at the end of the day, like you don't know. We don't know these people. We only see what they choose to show us, and usually the things that they choose to show us aren't the most positive. So the situation, he allegedly put his hands on her, and because she allegedly stole like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from him during their son's half birthday party. And whatever the case may be, turning to for situations like that is never the best thing to do. And of course, nobody is really going to clear up anything. Usually, like when your emotions are high and like ego is into everything, you like from what I noticed, between it's like a contest between who can make either one of them look bad. But something that has been kind of like disturbing me since that situation, people are just like really finding reasons to like discredit her and not believe her because of she has been commonly seen as like, oh, they used to play fight. But I don't think she like ever like beat on him or whatever. Like they had a very like aggressive relationship that not healthy, that's not cute the way that they talk to each other. But for some reason, that worked for them. Who are we to judge? But like just people finding reasons to like just discredit her and just say like, well, if it did happen, she deserved it because she
yeah, and
petty,
that's
she
wrong.
and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, how can you say? I feel like we really just like live to abuse of any kind, but especially like physical abuse. People be finding reasons
Picking sides.
for women to basically, they say like, oh, she deserved what was coming to her, and like that's like hella disturbing.
Yeah. I feel also like I'm not picking sides, but I definitely do feel like Ari over exaggerated what happened. Like, this is what she said on her Instagram. He kicked my door down to get in my house because I wouldn't let him in. Beat the fuck out of me. Then he took my son outside to his friends and had them drive off with my son. He had all my knives in my house, broke my phone, and locked me inside and beat the fuck out of me again. Choked me, punched me in my face and all over my body, dragged me outside. Okay, now this getting dragged me outside on the concrete by my hair. His friends drove off with my son. Took me in the house and continued beating me. He wrecked my whole house, broke all type of shit. I have a black eye, my body scraped up from being dragged outside, bruises and cuts all over my body. Please don't speak on no relationship play fights, cause this ain't that. So he had a whole lot of motherfucking time to beat the shit out of her, fuck up her house, beat the shit out of her again. Like this, I feel like if that, and I just don't feel like he would have been the type of person to just plan that up on her.
Right.
And then to take her son, like he possibly did that with the help of his friend, but how the fuck he, I feel like Ari is a strong black woman, okay? Like she definitely always has a voice on social media. Like she definitely takes that dominant role. I felt like in the relationship of her and Herb. Like Herb just seemed like a little boy to me in a way when it comes to how he sometimes act, and he's scrawny. Like what the fuck he finna really do? Like come on, girl. Like I definitely he in jail for putting his hands on you, and I'm sure he probably did, and I'm sure you put his hands on him. But for all of that, what you just explained, that's a little over exaggerated. Everybody gonna have a moments and things like that, but it's just it's not right to fault somebody for over exaggerating something that you wish he did, or just trying to expose him to a whole nother level.
Right.
What you think?
See, I think the same thing. Like when I seen he got arrested, I was like, I believed it. I'm like, oh, he probably had enough and finally like put his hands on us. So I do believe that part. But then when she came out with that statement, I was reading it and I was like confused while I was reading because I'm literally trying to picture all of this happening. Like
A movie.
he kicked the door down and then locked you in the house. So what door did he kick down? Because like, how can he lock you in the house if the door is down? Like
Black ass.
That's not funny, y'all. That's not okay.
It's to the extent
That's
that she
not
really
okay.
explained that shit. She put that shit up and then took the shit
And then she
right back
deleted
down
it,
like
yeah.
2 minutes later. But you
Yeah.
know, Shade Room catches everything, y'all.
yeah,
That's
they
really
did.
sick. I don't know.
Like I would hope she wouldn't, but like I said, I just felt like the story was. I feel like some stuff was over exaggerated, but I definitely believe they was in that bitch fighting because she probably put her hands on him and he probably
Not going.
right.
And
So
he
I could
said-
picture them fighting, especially if he was upset about his jewelry because that's a lot of money.
Like he said that he ain't beat her ass, but I'm sure, like KJ said, like put his hands on him. And soon as he got out, that nigga was ready to go off. He went right on live, y'all.
He did.
And he was like, you know, I love my baby mama, but I don't care for her. For one, that don't make sense. And then for two,
that shit literally doesn't make
like
sense.
he was living in his picture, his mugshot. He was blue because
Yeah.
I'm sure he ain't do all of that. Like for him to deserve that. It for one, no man supposed to be putting their hands on anybody. Like,
Mm-mm.
but
I also think women shouldn't put their hands on men
exactly.
either. But you do have a right to defend yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there are certain, I don't know, it's kind of double, it might be a bit of a double standard because while you do have a right to defend yourself, I think there's a way that you go about it. But again, when egos and emotions get in the way, like people just become like extremely impulsive, and like they just don't think. And then it's kind of just like, all right, so let's say Herb did do all of that. Are we still like y'all
Cool
still
with
support,
him?
y'all still supporting him?
We canceling him.
Y'all
Are we
canceling him?
canceling him?
I ain't canceling him.
Why not?
Cause I just feel like every man did something like throughout everything. Like any relationship, you went to some certain extent. He was just one of them dudes that got caught. One of them famous dudes that the situation probably got over exaggerated. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, I like his music. Like
Yeah.
I like his music. I be teed up. I'm not gonna cancel him out just because of the relationship that he has with his baby mama.
I mean,
I don't know
wouldn't-
their situation.
I wouldn't, if he dare do that. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I can fully cancel him just because of the history of them. Like this, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
us hearing about them fighting is like so normal because
So let me ask y'all a question. So the new girlfriend, Tyena, whatever her name
Yeah.
is. So what if like the story was different? Like it came out he beating on her. Now what?
What you mean? Like it's the same situation?
Like
Right.
he just
Then I really ain't
Um,
fucking with him then, cause that's two cases. That's
Yeah.
two truths and one lie.
right.
that's kind of contradictory, don't you
Yeah,
think?
right.
Yeah.
Is it because
I think it's because it's Ari. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know.
so?
Because
From what
we so used to them two being like that. Like,
heard the pot.
go ahead.
All right. So what y'all telling me is because Ari is seen as aggressive and a bitch, she petty, she this and she that. It's okay for her to beat her up, but it's not. But the new girlfriend who is quiet and she seems to not really be with the shits. We don't really know too much about her,
Right.
and if we see that he beating her up, then we gotta get up in arms, but not
No.
not if it's between him and Ari.
I don't think it's that. I think it's that just seeing him do that twice to a person is. But if he was just to go out and about and fuck her up too, like, okay, Ari not lying. It's
Right.
just to prove a point. Like, oh yeah, he really do this shit. But right now we really just don't know because the only
Yeah.
person that he really been with was
Was
Ari
Ari.
and this situation.
I just think it's, yeah.
Earlier this year, like in January, a lot of Chicago rappers got caught up for like allegations of sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Some of them had to go away completely. Specifically, Tokyo has completely disappeared off the entire
Mhm.
world. Do you think what he did and the allegations he had are worse than what's happened here? Do you think like does the crime fit the punishment in Tokyo's case? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm trying to figure out who Tokyo is.
I've heard that name, and
I
I
have too.
I read into the case. I think I literally did not know who he was until that shit came out. But I think abuse is abuse, and I don't think we should give like chances to abusers. So whether you did it the first time or the 15th time, it's not okay. And I think you don't necessarily have to cancel somebody, I suppose, but in a court of public opinion, one situation shouldn't be more or less acceptable than the other situation. We should hold everything to the same standard. Like, we can't, just because a person like is our fave doesn't mean like, okay, if they out here like you beating up bitches, that's not okay.
Right.
Under any circumstances, like, that's not okay. Like, you're literally inflicting abuse onto people, and it also makes me kind of question, like, leave victims the first go around. Like, we never do. Like, the court of public opinion is always like, well, we wasn't there, and well, we don't know this, and all of this, that, and the third. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, damn, but like, what if this was somebody that you knew in real life? Would you still have like those same attitudes towards them?
Right. I think, especially with their situation, because I do know, I was like reading some of the comments, like, I don't know. And then I was kind of like, I don't know. I kind of feel where they was coming from. So I guess it was just hard for everybody to believe or feel sorry because, like I said, we so used to seeing him always getting his ass beat by her. Like, after they was getting along at the baby's birthday party, next thing you know, videos pop out, she beating his ass in the parking lot.
She was waiting for that day.
Like, I was so happy. I'm like, oh my God, they getting along real good. You know, they smashing cake in each other's face. Then 5 minutes later, here comes all these videos of her fucking him up in the parking lot.
But was that really her? Was that really her?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I did.
I saw it like briefly. But I don't know if I that
Like,
was
what you
her.
mean? Was that mentally her?
No, like, was that physically her?
I assumed that it was. Who else gonna be his ass like that at that baby party?
And she was swinging how she be swinging.
I didn't even see the video, but I believe it.
I definitely see the video. So then it was like, and then this happened. So everybody was like, well, shit, she be beating his ass all the time. So it was kind of hard for everybody to be like feeling bad for her because when we do see them, she is fucking them up. She even be fucking her best friend up. Like,
Yeah.
that's just Ari. So I don't know. So I think people will react differently if it was the new girlfriend because we don't see her acting like that. We don't see her beating his ass and he just like looking all helpless, like trying not to hit her back and stuff. So I just feel like that's why everybody was taking the whole Ari situation the way they did. Like, had we not seen Ari fighting him all the time or being him, I think everybody would have been pissed off and her definitely would have got canceled right then and there.
I highly doubt it.
Well, not
Because
well, he probably got canceled for me.
I highly doubt it. I feel like when it comes to people's faves, people will turn the blind eye. It's still people who out here who support R. Kelly.
Yeah.
It's still people out here who support and cape for Bill Cosby. Like, if somebody is your
I forgot
fave,
about old Bill.
damn,
Is he okay?
I don't know. And I
He
don't
in jail
care.
suing people now. Y'all, I've been
His
seeing
His
ass-
ass withering
I
away.
think he living comfortable. He eating
he
salmon
in
dinners and
jail.
having crab
He
and
look, he is
lobster.
getting, he trying to collect some coins. I just seen a story about him earlier. He trying to sue like hella lawyers for like, yeah, he trying to collect his coins
That
from
is
people.
funny.
He's
I
out here
forgot
suing.
all about Billy.
So let's talk about relationships, because off camera we were talking about like how people have had situations where it's pretty normal that people, I guess, fight their significant others at one point in time. So I kind of wanted to shed a little light on that, because again, that shit is not okay. But I just want to talk about it, and I think I'll start off. I remember the first time I ever saw a girl get beat on by her boyfriend. Like, I grew up with this couple. We gonna call them D and C. And so we was young, but they was a little older than me. They had to be like 16, 17. Deep in love. It was like a really toxic relationship. And one day, like, they just used to come outside and act a fool every goddamn day. Like, it was just a lot of issues going on within that relationship. And D used to pull C, a petite, light-skinned girl, real long, pretty hair. I think she was like mixed with Puerto Rican or something like that. He used to pull her down the street by her ponytail. Drag her. And they used to be out there just like boxing, like literally boxing. And like that shit used to tweak me out. And it's like nobody ever like really tried to stop it. Like, they'll fight real bad one day, and then like 2 days later you'll see them hugged up as if nothing ever happened. And he done gave her black eyes, she done gave him black eyes. Like, that shit is not okay. It was never ever normal to me. And I'm just like, and everybody is kind of just like, oh well, that's just DNC. And it's kind of just like
so you not gonna say nothing?
y'all think this is even at, I think if they was like 16, 17, I was like 14. And I was just like, even my 14-year-old self kind of knew, like, no, this shit ain't normal.
I feel like nobody probably ever said nothing, because it was so common for them to act like that. And then when they did, probably in the past, say something, it was ignored. So ain't nobody gonna keep saying something to a person or expressing how they feel, and it's getting ignored, and then go keep doing it.
And you know what's crazy? Couples like that, for some reason, actually be liking that. Like,
Yeah,
they
get
actually
attention.
like it. Like, the fuck, that don't bother you? Like, you getting your ass beat? Like, I can't be in a relationship like that. Especially you dragging me down the street. But
Yeah, it took them a very, very long time for them to break up. Of course, every time that they would break up, like, he would threaten to kill himself. Like, textbook manipulation and abuse. And I just be like, something is like really, really wrong with y'all. But for some reason, like, even I went through fighting a significant other at one point in time in life. And to take full accountability, like, for my situation, it was probably, I felt like I was defending myself. But it's not like he hit me first. Like, he was never like a abusive or manipulative person. What it was I was trying to leave or whatever, like leave his house.
And y'all was like arguing.
We was arguing. I think I had like did some dumb shit, like went through his phone or his computer or something like that. Like, really just like really not within myself, not within my character type of shit. And I don't know, like, he wouldn't let me leave, so I like muffed him, and it just went downhill from there. That's not funny,
You're so
y'all.
silly.
It just really, it really just went downhill from there. Like, I think and I'm not saying this to like brag or anything. I think I tried to stab him. Like, it was like, this is why
But your feelings was in it. That's really
this is
how
why I
it be.
say I feel like anger really blocks good judgment, though,
Yeah.
because I really, like, I saw
reach,
when
though.
yeah, I really tried to hurt him. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, and you know, he was choking me and just like all types of stuff. And at that moment, I'm just like, you know what, we don't need to be together if we gonna do all that. And I think prior to that, maybe when I was around 17, I was dating somebody, and I didn't necessarily hit him, but I was just like all in his face, fingering his face, yelling and shit, literally acting totally outside of my character. I've
Character.
since grown from that. I barely will raise my voice.
Was this the first time you got hurt?
No,
No.
no.
So it was probably to a point where you were tired of the shit. Like,
I think it was just because I could not regulate my emotions and prior and being influenced by what I've seen in the past. Like, people don't really, if you view abuse all day, every day,
okay.
you, eventually you're probably either going to internalize it or you might even like adopt those tendencies, low key, high key. It just takes a certain situation to bring it out, because prior to then, like, I always knew, nah, that shit ain't normal. Like, you cussing out your boyfriend, you cussing out your girlfriend, y'all putting y'all hands on each other and stuff like that, that's not normal. But then when I got really, really angry and allowed myself to go to that place, I was acting like the same people that I said that shit wasn't normal, and that wasn't okay. So what I had to learn how to do was like regulate my emotions.
But also, like, speaking on that, like, growing up and seeing that or experiencing that, like, young, because you was talking about a young couple, like, how can domestic violence from the past affect your now? Like, if you experienced it. I haven't experienced like domestic violence, like seeing it in my household, but I feel like just being grown and knowing the knowledge that I don't know themselves. They try to really fit in. They don't love themselves because of their past. It's hard for them to let people in their space. Um, or it could be a positive thing, and like the person setting standards in their household when they grow up or when they have a family, creating community events or any events that's helping and further it on. So it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. So like, which one are you going to be, or like, how does it affect your now? For me, I never experienced it, but you know what? I haven't experienced domestic violence, but it was boxing. You feel me?
So
in
you
my
so you beating up
past.
niggas.
So beating up.
You
Like,
beating up
not
niggas.
going
Oh,
like
gosh.
this what who? But I haven't like continually, like, I just didn't get beat the fuck on like in a
Right.
corner, like crying my eyes out now. But it does come from anger. You know what I'm saying? But speaking on domestic violence, like the person is just not themselves, can't be themselves, can't do nothing. Um, I do love the fact that people are making like leeways for people to escape and get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cause it could end in death. That could really be how you leave up out of here. I had went to some panel, and it was a lady that was speaking. I'm gonna get her information at the end and let you all know. But she was a poet, and she experienced domestic violence to where she was dead for like 10 seconds and came back to life with a husband that, you know, she was trying to escape. Like, she got her story on YouTube. So I'm going to give it to you, and she was dope in her poetry.
Hmm.
But
Oh, wow.
yeah.
One of my listeners actually just reached out to me on Snapchat. It was super random. And basically, she was just like, I don't know, I guess she just needed to vent to somebody. Because, like, she was just basically saying, like, her dad's, like, drunk and being abusive and rude and basically saying, like, that's just how it is all the time when he's drinking.
Mhm.
And it was like, she just feel like her mom don't do nothing to help because she's, like, you know, so in love with him. So it's like, her mom was never going to call the police. She ain't trying to leave. But they both be getting abused. And it's like, she can't go to the police, then her mama gonna hate her.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I felt so bad, like, when she was writing me, I was just like, damn, like, this is crazy. Like, I, like, wish I could do something. But it's like, and that's just messed up when your own mama won't even try to go get help for y'all.
Yeah, I probably would suggest there's a couple like it's a domestic violence hotline for sure. All she would have to do is like Google the number, and with that they'll help her like kind of create some type of escape plan, because depending on how old she is, at this point she kind of has to like look out for herself. unfortunately. She can't like depend on her mom to save her, and she can't stay around hoping and wishing like her dad will change. So
Right.
really she has to get to a point where she is developing some type of escape plan. And like I said, depending on how old she is, that would look like, okay, does she need to save a certain amount of money? Are there any other family members that she could reach out to, or some friends that she could reach out to? Is there some type of way she could get into some transitional housing? I know there are a couple domestic violence shelters out here for people who have been victims of domestic violence. There are counseling services available out here, just different things like that, because that is an unfortunate situation, and it can impact her for the long haul if she is not receiving like the proper care
Right.
that she needs. So she's definitely gonna like need some counseling. She's definitely going to need just some financial support, because if she's still living at home with parents, did she ever say how old she was?
No.
Well, if she's like not quite legal or not in a space where she can make moves, probably like the number, besides counseling, the number one thing I think that domestic violence survivors need is money, because money helps you get from point A to point B, helps you have a place to lay your head, food, and like when those basic needs aren't being met, you tend to stay in an abusive relationship longer than you need to. And like Bree said, it can, if you end up staying too long, you can
Ended in death.
it's gonna end in death, because seven it's a statistic basically that says 7 out of 8 times a woman will leave a woman will try to leave on average seven times. Usually by that eighth time, she either ends up dead or she actually is like able to leave. And that's scary to me.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, it infuriates me, like when, society and social media, like they make a joke out of every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like Ari and hers, to use that example since it's like the most recent one, but even like real life examples, like it shouldn't be like memes and jokes about them beating on each other,
Yeah.
her getting beat up, whatever the case may be, but yet that's all you see. And like that shit, when you take away the celebrity and the spectacle of social media, like this shit is, domestic violence is a real ass issue.
Yeah.
As hell.
It's
It
a real
is.
ass issue. Like people are dying trying to leave like their partners, or get away from people. And domestic violence, like it's not even just like, okay, physical all the time. It's emotional, it's mental, it's financial. Like if people are in control of your basic needs and you can't move about in this world the way that you want to move, that's a problem.
So, with everything that was said, do you all feel as though love hurts?
Love shouldn't hurt,
Right.
not if it's healthy. Now, by that, I don't think that, oh, it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows all day. And of course, you're gonna have difficult moments that you and whoever your partner is would have to work through. But love should not physically hurt.
Right.
Like love does not equate to a black eye. Unfortunately, that is what a lot of people. Yeah, that is what a lot of people grow
Gave
up
up.
seeing. They feel like, well, if these two people are supposed to love each other, but also like they beating each other asses every single day, then that must be love. But that's not love. That's not healthy. That's an
No, it's
attachment.
not.
I feel like love can hurt, but like Kia said, not physically. Like it could be a mental thing. Like you could want something really bad for a person, they don't want it for themselves.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Mhm.
Or when you know that this person can be better than how they are acting, that can hurt. Or just loving somebody so fucking hard that I'm trying to like really get the words, but physically it should not hurt. Like, but okay. Like if you see somebody out here that you like damn near married to cheat on you, now that hurt. Okay.
But cheating ain't love.
Cheating
It's
ain't
not.
love, but I'm saying, but you love that person.
Mm-hmm.
So cheating, that's gonna be all messed up. So you got to get yourself together, cause it could really make you fucking sick. Like when something go bad, with this person, like old couples. Like if you think about old couples, they've been together for 81 years. 81 years, live to their hundreds. The husband died or whatever, the first spouse
Oh,
died.
and then they die from heartbreak.
And the spouse dies from
That's so
heartbreaks like a
sad.
couple of weeks later. Like that is so, now that's love right there. But it can hurt so bad that you can really be diagnosed, or the death of cause of death is heartbreak. Like that's amazing.
Sorry, cat was
I don't know. I feel like, does love hurt? Is it love, or is it an unhealthy? Is it an unhealthy attachment style?
It could be.
It could be. I don't know, cause with my last relationship, like it was love and it was strong love. But at the same time, it started getting a little toxic. So it's like you said, like it shouldn't hurt. Like, so when you feel like more pain than anything, and it's like you don't want to walk away because you love that person, but it's like you have no choice.
Yo, that shit is toxic and it is crazy. It's something that is hard to walk away from. But I feel like if you love yourself to the point where you know what you deserve, it can definitely be easy.
How do people discover what they
Their
deserve?
worth.
Yeah, how do they discover that?
I just feel like with me, like I had to walk away from some toxic situations in my life that wasn't, physically abusive, but the toxic person will usually try to reel you back in every time when they feel like you've been gone for too long, or not in touch with them, or you got another person in your life. They will try to reel you in with memories. So a lot of stuff people can fond or pond about, like the memories, and be like, you know what, we did have some. No,
Right.
it's about what's going on now, and it is about how they treated you back when, on them bad memories. So you just have to be strong enough to know what you deserve, and like to, when you think about what you deserve, you think about success. You think about being when you have kids, you need to be that mother, portray that motherly action, or how a person acts, to be strong enough for somebody that's dependent on them. Because I'm sure everybody on this world got somebody dependent on them, at least one person. And not dependent money wise, but look up to them, or like, I'm proud of you, or rooting for them. So you just need to think about all the people that's rooting for you and yourself, to just know you deserve better.
That's true. Yeah.
So what do you say to, because typical situations, usually that person is isolated from their support system. So if they have zero support systems and it's literally just them trying to escape a situation and like come to know themselves, how do you suggest, like, where do they even start when it comes
Praying.
praying?
God, and that's if
Yes.
they have a relationship. But if you think about it, I watch a lot of movies. So a lot of people don't have a relationship with God, but when they have nobody else to call on, and they used to knowing what other people, how people speak on God, or the higher power, or whatever you believe in, it gets real. Okay, you gonna be thinking about like somebody to get you up out of that situation. And just, I feel like it's like an automatic thing that'll just switch on. Like you could be an atheist yesterday, and then something happened, and the next day it's a God. Like
I
it could
literally
be
talked to
something.
somebody yesterday about that, sidebar. They used to didn't believe in God, and then like some shit happened in their life, and they found out God was real. So
Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah, super
Oh.
interesting. Sidebar conversation.
Or it's a
But-
God somewhere.
but I do have a question. When we think about our own past toxic relationships, and I feel like we've all probably dibbled and dabbled in those type of things. What role did you play, and with the knowledge that you know now, what would you have done differently?
I think for mine, I think the one thing I didn't like about myself is that I allowed that person to take me to another level. That's not me.
Yeah.
Like, I allow myself to be this angry person, cursing, like yelling and cursing you out, like attitudes. Like, I just felt like I completely lost myself. Like, it's like I got tied into the toxicness. Like, it started getting to the point where, like, I can't ignore, like, no, you got me fucked up type shit. Like, we finna be going at it then. Like, and then it was one incident where, like, I actually got to the point where I'm like, bitch, like, and we got to fighting a little bit. And I was like, I had to think about, like, bitch, this is not you. This is not what you do. This is not how you handle things. So that's one thing I did not like about being in a relationship when stuff gets toxic, because you can lose yourself. So you gotta, like, kind of like step back and actually, find yourself again. Like, you know what? If this person gonna keep taking you out of character, you don't need to be with this person.
Absolutely.
And that was the main thing with me too, like what KJ was saying. Like, if I feel like this is not me and this is not really, because I'm the type of jittery person, like smiling, like cracking jokes, all smiles all the time. So if I feel like that is not coming from you, or you can't help me increase my, like, boost my smile, like, I'm
Right.
already have one. But if you can't add to that, and I'm just always mad or frustrated, or I see you call them
Right.
hello, like that,
Like, your energy just like,
that I just can't do it. Or what also gets is that, like, you're very, like, controlling, or wanna everything I do, or everywhere I'm finna go. Where you finna go? What you finna do? Who you finna be with? Now I don't like. Now when a dude or significant other start questioning your friends that was before them, like, that is definitely like an insecure role. Or if you feel as though you're, doing good in life, and you think they're like a little jealous, and this is supposed to be your better half, your road dog, partner in crime, and they not happy for you, that can definitely be another sign. Like, man.
like, you ain't the one.
I think, thinking back on my role in toxic relationships, situationships that I've been in, probably not knowing how to regulate my emotions to the point where I am getting physical, I am cursing you out, and I am calling you out your name. Like, that's the role I definitely played in it. And it's because I allow myself, like KJ said, to lose control. And, like, literally, it be when I step out of character, it literally feels like an out of body
Yes.
experience. Like, I'm literally probably somewhere in the corner watching myself acting ass. And that's not okay. Like, I just keep saying that because it's not okay, because it's like, now I know better. And it's just like, I try really, really hard not to, like, bring that side up out of me. So it's like, learning how to, like, just control my impulses. Like, I don't want to be like the image of the people I grew up with getting dragged down the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, we calling the police on each other, because it's like if this person is gonna, like you said, if this person is going to make you step out of character, then you absolutely do not need to be with them. And it's not like saying, oh, you're placing the blame 100% on that person, because a person is gonna do what they do. How you react to it is where, like, the accountability piece comes in at. So it's certain ways, like, you have to tell yourself, I'm not finna talk to you like that. I'm not finna do this with you. If we can't talk to each other in a normal tone, and just different things like that, we absolutely don't need to be together. But of course, when emotions get in the way, when ego gets in the way, and you just feel like you have to be right, you don't know how to get a point across unless you're putting your hands on somebody, that's a little problematic. And you probably don't need to be in a relationship with anybody until you learn some correct conflict resolution skills, learning how to effectively communicate, and just different things like that. And I had to learn that. And I'm not 100% perfect, but I'm not out here beating up niggas. I can say that. I'm not out here beating up niggas, okay? Not beating up niggas at all.
Me either, girl.
I'm not. But last and final question, what advice should we give to couples that may have been in situations where there is a little bit of not domestic violence, but they're having trouble like just communicating with each other effectively. And how do you kind of like fight fair in a sense without physically putting your hands on people?
To fight fair, like how do people usually handle things and fight fair?
How would you suggest they handle things and fight fairly?
Sometimes I feel like no response is the best response, or
Mhm.
the one that'll really get people riled up.
Cause it takes two people to argue.
Mm-hmm.
It do. And if you're not trying to really argue, then don't say nothing back if they are. I also feel like the best response is to what Beyonce say, stick to your get this paper.
Mm-hmm.
The best revenge is your paper. That's what she said. Get to your money, squash them goals. Like even the goals that y'all set.
Mm-hmm.
Do it yourself and kill it. I feel like that's another reason or another way. And Jen just, we always like to get a man that's better than them
Mm-hmm.
and show them off and get them everything that they want.
Oh
They
my
once wanted
God.
from you. So yeah, all that in the bag of chips.
I definitely agree. And that's one thing I do want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to allow myself to entertain her because I don't really like all that arguing shit. Give me blood pressure all up, like
I ain't an arguer.
right. And so it's just like you definitely do need to, because I it takes two people to argue. So sometimes you just got to be like, I'm gonna just sit here and let you argue with yourself, and then you can talk to me when you calm down
Mhm.
because right now we're not getting nowhere. So I think that's definitely a good advice. Sometimes you gotta just be the bigger person and just let them act the fool because that arguing, it can get real messy and it can get real disrespectful. And then once the disrespect start coming out, like ain't no taking it back. So I do think that it's very not, go off impulse and like take that time, like what, I can't talk to you right now, and like separate, get their minds together, wait till they calm down, and then come back
Mm-hmm.
and try to talk in like a more healthy, positive manner.
I think it's a combination of things that I would say. I would say for one, we definitely have to stop saying, "Oh, we want a crazy person," blah blah blah, because everybody wants a crazy person until you get a crazy person.
Exactly.
And now you're like, your stupid ass can't get out of the damn relationship.
Exactly.
Because like, nah, this person is really, really crazy. They don't have it all. Like, I don't know why everybody says they want a crazy person, but like, think about what crazy is.
I don't want a crazy person.
What is
I'm
your
okay.
tolerance? Like, I am not.
They just
with
want
the
somebody
shit.
to be on their ass.
I am
and
not
that's
with.
cool.
I am not
No,
with the shits.
it's-
I don't
trust
want
me,
you.
It's not. It's
I don't.
not
I'm not
good.
with the shits. I'm not trying to have every move clocked. I am not trying to have every move clocked. I am not trying to have somebody like telling me what I can and can't do, trying to isolate me from my friends. I don't even like when men raise their voice at me. Like, because I just feel like I'm not finna raise my voice at you. So why are you raising your voice at me? I don't like all that name calling shit. I don't play that. Like, if I'm not sitting up here calling you everything but your name or a child of God, baby, why are you doing that to me?
Exactly.
Like, I'm just not. I'm literally not with the shits, and I think that just comes with like just becoming aware of who you are and learning how to communicate. Like, if shit ain't normal and the shit is not okay, then you have to figure out and really challenge yourself. Regardless of how you've been socialized through childhood and what you've internalized, like you ain't in control of like how you may have grown up, but you are in control of like your reactions to it. So what type of adult do you want to be regardless? What type of things like do you want to unlearn regardless? So I literally would suggest to people like learn how to communicate. Like intention is everything. What you say and how you say it is everything, and really just being calm. I think this generation, like most couples,
Rowdy.
they
Loud.
impulsive, they're impatient, and they're not committed to like understanding the other person that they might be in a relationship with. Is this a weed pen? And it like
So look, I can't drink wine.
can't
so-
drink wine.
it kind of like
Girl, this is just tobacco.
it kind of like fucks people over and fucks people
just a
up.
whale.
Like you have to like just be patient,
Olive.
hold your tongue, and just speak with love. Like this month, every month I have like a new thing, but this month I just really been challenging myself. Have I been responding? Am I responding to this with love? And if it's a point where I can't respond lovingly, then I'm not going to say anything at all. It's like that age old saying: if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Okay.
Period.
From the voice of death.
Yeah, period. With that being said, episode 5.
I'm done.
Episode 5 of Soul Sisters Podcast is coming to an end. Shout out to Mouth Sauce Radio. We love you, Jake. And
Oh, we love you too,
any
damn.
final thoughts, ladies?
Just like a quick question. So, do you feel as though men are the ones that's getting hurt the most by women in domestic violence case, or do you think woman is? And which one do you think is actually more emotional?
That's a really good question.
So I answer. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm
So-
still thinking.
I feel like men are more emotional. When it comes to when they getting hurt. The man is definitely, I feel like, has the most cases of domestic violence, just because men know their capabilities and strength.
Mm-hmm.
When they get mad, they throw a punch. They might not mean it, but it's still a punch, and it's still like a case of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it was that one time or no matter if it was ongoing. A lot of men don't know how to hold their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they really love somebody, I feel like, and they feel like they was just treated or disrespected. Like to go back, Nipsey Hussle and his killer, those are two men. But for his killer, just to hold an example, he was blue because Nipsey said something to him that was correct, or he had his opinion on something, and he just came back and shot out because he was mad. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of men don't know how to hold their emotions or don't know how to take stuff for what it appeared to be.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll black the fuck out. Females, we are emotional, but we are thinkers. We'll think before doing it every day, anytime. Some females. Okay, from the man in the room, we got I don't know. Some females will black out too. Like depending, it depends. I never blacked out before,
I have.
but like I definitely think about like the repercussions and shit like that all the time. So
You know, I actually seen this thing on Facebook, and then the girl was basically saying, like, she be nervous to turn guys down because she's scared when she turn around, they going to shoot them. Like, shoot them. And what's crazy is, like, I sometimes be thinking, like, it's some crazy-ass dudes that can't take rejection. Like, they be ready to fight you if you
like,
don't
bitch,
want
you
to talk
can't
to
turn
them.
around.
Right.
Those are the guys who usually like shoot up schools.
Yeah, I had a situation.
I try to be nice to everybody, like, yo, okay, you know, try to be real nice, but...
There's like a whole thing now. I forget what it's called, but there's like a whole
toxic masculinity.
No, it's like beyond that. It's like a bunch of dudes
Oh.
who know they're never, like in China it's a big thing. Like there's not enough women, too many men. So like there's guys who know they'll never fuck a woman their whole life. So in America that's starting to happen too.
Oh,
There's just
Lord.
People who are like so mad that they're just ugly or fucked up or don't know what to do that they just hate women.
Kodak Black.
There's a name for it, I can't think of it.
It's not toxic masculinity.
No, it's a specific term. But yeah,
Cause I had a situation.
definitely do.
I had a situation on the bus this morning. I was on my way to class, and a guy. I sat down. And the guy was like, "Can I have a minute of your time?" I was like, "No, thank you. I got my headphones in. I'm in my own little world." This nigga asked me, "Well,
It don't
why?"
stay like that,
What
right.
you mean why? Cause I fucking said so. Like, can you fucking not? But it's the thing. Like, why can't? And we probably gonna talk about this another episode. But why can't men take no for an answer when you're trying to pursue women in public?
because they hate rejection. I'm telling you, when they
Because
don't
they be
like,
thinking
that's
they
how
the shit.
angry.
And then when you tell their ass no, it be making them realize they obviously don't look as good as they think they do.
Incels.
They call themselves incels.
Incels.
Involuntarily celibate.
Involuntarily celibate.
No, it's like the involuntary aversion. If they never had sex.
Involuntary ain't getting no
I
ass.
am done.
Involuntary blue balls.
I feel y'all.
I don't
if
have
somebody
any-
try to argue with me, I'm
Look
be
at
like,
your
you
involuntary version ass
version. What? They're gonna be thinking hard as hell. Like, what does that mean?
Involuntary version.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious. But I literally don't have any more thoughts on the subject. Moral of the story: everybody, please keep your hands
Keep
to
your
yourself.
goddamn hands to yourself.
Learn how to communicate.
I keep the feelings in them bags.
Don't let. Oh, but to answer, actually, I do. To answer your question, as far as like who's more emotional, men or women, men committing violence against women is, I mean, statistically higher. However, women, ladies, we not off the hook either because we can't put our hands on people either.
Right.
Talking to myself as well because, like I said, I have like I just don't want to. Like I'm not
You
with the
shouldn't
shit.
have
We
to.
ended on this real quick. If you guys relay this once I say it, but incel communities tend to believe that bad women are called Stacies in their world, and they tend to believe that a small number of males are in the market for romance, and that their dominance is growing. They call these alpha males Chads. A guy in Toronto killed 10 people because he was a
This is like a real thing.
One day we gonna have a topic where we just dive into toxic masculinity and just how really sick men are.
That's a real thing.
Maybe we'll save it for our Battle of the Sexes episode. But
yeah.
with that being said, ladies,
I feel like you
y'all
got
got
something to
anything
say.
else to say?
No, we are
No.
done.
All right, thank
Wait,
you.
I want to say what's up to Gina because she texted me. Talking about some girl. Who is you texting?
Hey,
And she
Gina.
see me over there cheesing and stuff like, girl.
All right. Shout out to everybody who watches Mouse
Yes.
Sauce. Not Mouse Sauce. That is
So
not
it's
the
a
name.
podcast on Mouse Sauce.
On
Mouse
Mouse
Sauce
Sauce
Studio.
Yeah, Mouse Sauce Studios. Thank you for watching us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.